Donald Trump is the guy who said he would end the war within 24 hours. He also said all he would do was pick up the phone and talk to Vladimir Putin and the war would be over. In fact, it would end before he even got into office. Now, we all know that that was a lie. But I want you to listen to what Marco Rubio had to say, because he's asked by a member of the media about this war and the fact that Donald Trump can't end the war. And Marco Rubio somehow still wants to give him credit. This is really pathetic what Marco Rubio has turned into. These people are a joke. Have a listen to this exchange.
Said that what was necessary to end this war would be a conversation between President Trump and President Putin. But there have now been multiple phone calls between the two of them, and yet the war in Ukraine goes on. Does this speak to any weakness in terms of the president's ability to negotiate an end to this conflict, or why does it persist despite them having spoken?
Well, this is a war that the president inherited, right? He got elected and it had already been going on, and no progress had been made to that point towards peace of any kind. In fact, there had not even been any meetings between the Ukrainians and the Russians for quite some time. So while there's been some humanitarian exchanges made, obviously that's our goal here, is to end this war and any role we can play. So this is not a war that started under President Trump. It's a war that wouldn't have happened had he been president, but now it's here. And we'll continue to engage and do everything we can and hopefully make progress. As I said, and I've said repeatedly, look, if we see an opportunity to make a difference in this, we're going to take it and we're going to pursue it. And that's what the president has done. And he deserves tremendous credit for having multiple phone calls with leaders from both countries and anybody else.
Have a listen to what Marco Rubio just said. He said that Donald Trump deserves tremendous credit for having conversations with world leaders. Conversations. Think about how ridiculous that is. Think about how absurd that is. So we should give Donald Trump credit for not doing anything except for getting us into another ill-advised war and being unable to end the war in Ukraine, a war that he said he would end within 24 hours. And then when Donald Trump is asked about this, he says he was just being sarcastic. It's ridiculous.